Whether you have 1 kid or 5 kids, if you don't have routines and expectations at bedtime, your bedtime routine is going to be chaotic, stressful, and a big ol' hot mess. With my help today, I am going to teach you all the things that you need to do to calm down your bedtime routine, decrease the chaos, and have an actual soothing, calming bedtime. Now, if your child is an expert negotiator at bedtime, we're gonna beat them at their own game. And how are we gonna do that? Introducing my bedtime routine cards. These routine cards are everything that you need to calm the chaos in your bedtime. And that is step 1 in calming the chaos in your bedtime routine. Just trust me, we're going to talk more in depth about this. Make sure you download the bedtime routine cards. After you watch this video, you can check out this video right here, and don't worry, I will have it linked in the description box down below, as well as on the end card at the end of this video. When you finish watching this video, you can watch that video and learn more about the bedtime routine cards, but non-negotiable, you need to have them. Step number 2 in calming down your bedtime with your child is to make it soothing. So it seems like an obvious thing to do, but some parents and some families, and I mean specifically some clients that I've worked with, that I have had a very deep look into their bedtime and their bedtime routines, and the reason why what they're doing is not working is because they are doing some of their bedtime routine in the living room with the lights and the TV and maybe music and lights and sounds and all the things, and maybe there's people visiting at your house, like maybe families coming over and you're having dinner together and they stay for a while and your kid has an early bedtime and you just expect your kid to leave the party and go to bed, but that's not reality because your kid is going to be overstimulated and probably have some FOMO. That is just one example of chaos at bedtime, and I'm sure that in your head you're probably thinking about, well, yeah, I do have TVs on and I do have bright lights on and all these things. So whatever you're thinking in your specific situation, we're going to change that. So the entire bedtime routine should be in your child's bedroom with dim lights. Now, if you don't have the option to dim your lights, like I don't have that kind of technology in my little old house here, but what you can do as an alternative is to have your bedroom, your child's bedroom lights off, and to have a hallway light on so that you can still see enough to do the bedtime routine and be able to read a book or see whatever you need to be able to see while you're changing your kid's diaper. The other part of the atmosphere that is very important to touch on is your mood. Now, if you are stressed out and you're kind of a little bit snippy, maybe, kind of walking on eggshells about this little topic here, but if you are very moody at bedtime and you're like, oh, just go to bed already, it is going to escalate your child's mood and they are going to feel your stress, which is going to equal chaos. Just take a deep breath, calm down the bedtime, calm down yourself, lighten the mood, and we're going to talk about the next step, which is step 3, where you need to be positive and thinking of bedtime as a time of reflection and talking to each other and bonding and having a good time together. I know it sounds kind of strange, like, hey, let's go to do the bedtime routine and have a good time together. But if you have that mentality about bedtime, then that's exactly what it's going to be. Now, go ahead and, read your bedtime story, whatever you're gonna do, but also have conversations with your child. I don't care if your child is 6 months old, 16 months old, 26 months old, talk with your child. Maybe they can't talk back, but you are teaching them language skills. Every single time you talk to your child, you're teaching them language skills. So I want you to talk to them about all the great things that they did today. I don't care if that's you crawled a little bit on the floor today, or you learned how to jump today, or you threw a ball we were playing catch today, or like whatever it might be. Talk about things that you did during your day that were positive. Recap your day and talk about tomorrow. Now, there is a fine line between talking about really exciting things that are gonna happen tomorrow and just normal things that are gonna happen tomorrow. You can always say, tomorrow's going to be another fun day, tomorrow's going to be another great day, however you wanna word it. I would not tell your child, especially if they are a toddler or maybe preschooler, I would not tell them that tomorrow you're doing XYZ, like really, really exciting, because then they may be too excited and may not want to go to sleep that night. Fine line, use your judgment, but I trust that you can have good judgment on telling your kid what is or is not happening tomorrow. I've made that mistake a time or two, like, you need to go to sleep now because tomorrow morning we're gonna go see Mima and Papa and we're gonna do this big exciting thing, and then they're like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? Is it time yet? So tread lightly. If you're liking this video so far, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. I have so many videos here all about sleep training, potty training, all things motherhood that is going to help you navigate your journey through these big milestones like sleep training and potty training so you can enjoy the little moments with your child. I am a certified pediatric sleep consultant and a dual certified potty training consultant. I have degrees in early childhood education as well as child psychology and child development. So this is your hub for all things early childhood. So click the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up while you are subscribing. Now on to step 4, which is another important part of this video, because obviously it wouldn't be in this video if it wasn't important, but your consistency in responses to your child's negotiations. This needs to be consistent. So let's say before bedtime, you know it's gonna be bedtime in about a half hour, so you give your child a last call for a snack before bed. Not everybody needs to do this, but if you have one of those kids who constantly is like starving at bedtime, you want to think ahead. You know, beat them at their own game like we said before. Maybe they go to bed at 7 p.m. so at 6:30, which they probably just had dinner, but if they're hungry again at 6:30, say last call for food, if you want a bedtime snack, now's the time, and then the kitchen's closed. So that is when your child is allowed to have a snack. Once you are in your child's bedroom for their bedtime routine, that's it. Like, they are not leaving. You're not bringing them a snack. You're not going to the kitchen to make them oatmeal. Yes, I have heard this before. You are not going to make them anything. I've heard of parents making eggs, bringing applesauce, making oatmeal, like all the things. That is not part of your bedtime routine. So you need to consistently tell your child, you already had your bedtime snack. It's time for the next part of the bedtime routine. Let's check your bedtime routine cards and see what's next. The moment you give in to your child's negotiations is the moment that your child learns and knows that they're the ones in control and you're not. When you give up that control, you're giving into the chaos and the stress of bedtime, and it's just not gonna be as enjoyable of an experience as it should be when you are in control. And just remember, you're the parent and you're teaching your child how to function without you and how to function independently. So you have to have consistent expectations. You have to have a consistent reaction to them demanding, I need more water, I need another fruit roll-up, or whatever they want. If you are giving them those things and meeting their needs before bedtime, then they're good, okay? Like, they're not gonna be starving if they don't have an applesauce pouch 10 minutes before bed. Okay, I'm ranting about this because it drives me nuts. I'm gonna move on to the 5th step. This one is a lot more positive, and I'm not gonna get on a huge soapbox about it, but this is when you reward your child, okay? They need motivation. So what you need to do is have a reward system for first thing in the morning. When your child has a good bedtime, they stay in bed all night, they do a really great job, you want to reward them in the morning. Now, maybe that means you're putting chocolate chips in pancakes, maybe that means that you're letting them have chocolate milk or strawberry milk, or just something a little bit out of the ordinary. But if they are having a really great, calm, soothing bedtime, they listen to all the directions and they did a good job, then yes, absolutely reward your child in the morning. Now, if you want something less like food, breakfast related, I've seen some families go on like morning parades through the house, like, Susie did a good job, a good job, a good job. Susie did a good job sleeping in her bed. Do whatever you want. I'm not doing that at 7 a.m., but to each their own. Do not forget, grab my bedtime routine cards in the description box down below. Check out the video all about the bedtime routine cards, what they are, why to use them, and how to use them after you watch this video, and keep blooming. Mwah!